Hi everyone, today we're concentrating on Daf Lamed of Masechet Gittin over here. Very interesting. It's sort of intertwined something that we've learned before, I believe, back in Masechet Ketubot and recently also in Masechet Nedarim, case scenarios of conditional things that are said. So a question comes up a number of times inside the Gemara over here is whether we take seriously the claim of a person who writes a conditional get, for example, as something that's done on condition, and argues that he did not mean to fulfill the condition, but that happened to be that circumstance at the end, which was beyond his control, kept him from doing so. So something that's called Masechet Gittin over here. So something that was out of his control, something that was out of control. He didn't want to do necessarily. It actually ended up happening. So for example, an example of this case scenario in today's daf could be of a conditional divorce is when there's a man, he writes a get to his wife that says, it's going to stipulate on it, I'll say it in English, this will be your bill of divorce if I do not return within 30 days. That's the phrase. And at the end of 30 days, the husband is stranded on the wrong side of the river with no ferry. There's no to take him across. Even though he's shouting at the woman, I have returned, we do not consider him to have come back, and this means the condition, the divorce, goes into effect over here, which one might say, no, he didn't want it over here, he called it, but he didn't actually fulfill his condition, so we are strict on that, it seems. So we could argue back that although this case seems to support the contention that the phrase, Ein Masechet Gittin, that we do not accept the husband's claim, the Gemara we learned back in Masechet Ketubot in Daf Bet and Gimel over there explains that being stranded, for example, on the wrong side of the river with no available ferry to take him across was an honest that should have been anticipated and made part of the conditions of the divorce. So he should have stipulated that. Maybe if he wanted to change his mind, that he'd be able to shout, let's just say, across the river, this claim that he wants to stay with her. Since it was not done that way, we do not consider it to be true, honest. So then the other opinions are going to speak about with regards to what might be anticipated, what might not be anticipated, and very much recommend you to look more into the daf. There's different cases, different opinions. Will someone mutter this potentially in a different circumstance, under a different condition? Something I would leave you to look up and research on your own in this stuff to give you some food for thought, because there's a lot to be said about it. Nothing was totally conclusive there, but it was a good summary and also partly taken from Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz, Zechet Tzadik Libracha. I very much recommend everyone to purchase his Gemara, the Koran editions of his Gemara.